Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam. Good morning. You're listening to Java with Jimmy.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is crap. Today is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. I was good for about 5. I didn't really forget. I just got stuck. Good morning, everybody. It is Testimony Tuesday. We are here and we're going to hear kind of a testimony from two young women that I have known for many years. One is a matriarch, a legend in our city that has done not only a lot of great work for the Caribbean American Carnival Association of Boston, but also she works full-time in delivering services to our community. And Kenya, shake your head in the background if I'm right. I believe she oversees a food pantry for our community. And in such an important time where there are food deserts and people dealing with inflation, we just wanted to name and celebrate that about Miss Shillingford as well. And so Miss Shillingford is one of our seasoned community leaders. And so she's in the process of getting to Kenya's house so she can jump on a live here. And so we might delay a little bit. I might just catch up with Kenya about a few things. But before we bring Kenya and Miss Shillingford in, let's just go into the Java Cafe and see who's here this morning. Mama Java, who's in the room. Good morning, Mom. Good to see you in the room this morning. Pastor Marion, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Miss Teresa, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room as well. Sharon Cornelius, good morning. Good to see you. We'll see you this evening. Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Good to see you this morning as well. Tashad, Boston While Black is in the room. Good to see you. Evelyn, my sister and friend, and just, thanks for the convo this morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Let's get some music queued up here. We're going to go ahead and bring in Kenya that can give us a little bit of an overview, but she might have to jump off in a second to bring Miss Shillingford up. AJ, Anthony Davis Jr. rather, is in the building. Good morning to you, sir. Good to see. I love that. These are one of my favorite up and coming power couples. Good to see you in the room, brother. And tell my sis I said hey too. Kenya, folks are already saying good morning to you, so let's bring you in the room. Good morning, Kenya. Good to see you. Come off of mute, sweetheart. There you go.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Oh, wait a minute. She said, hey, y'all.
Morning.
I love the energy, Jesus. So I'm just going to say that Kenya has her screen on. And Kenya, I don't know if you can see it.
My little artwork piece.
But the face pops up and the eyes are like looking at you at the corner of your head. So
Listen, that's one of my treasured original pieces from one of our Mattapan artists.
But when we get finished today, just go back and watch, because every few minutes
I see it. I can see it on my screen. That little pink face there. Yeah, I see it.
But with the eyes too. Anyway, let me behave. Kenya, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing actually pretty well. Thank God.
You're doing pretty well. You're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Last time we had two guests on and we didn't get a chance to know you. You've been in the Java Cafe. You've been in the community for a long time. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself so folks can get to know who you are? Like Miss Shillingford, you don't just do this. And right. We'll name that both of these women are doing this as a labor of love.
Yeah.
And volunteering. But can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, maybe where you went to school, your favorite color, and do you eat chitlins?
Not the favorite color.
And do you eat chitlins?
Blue, if you must know. But, I think, well, I'm a lifelong Mattapan resident. I'm born and bred in the city. So, um, I still live in the same neighborhood. Still cool with all my hood brothers, all my hood sisters. Like, I do a lot of community stuff, even outside of carnival stuff. My work, I work at the BPDA, which is the Boston Planning and Development Agency. And a lot of my work there is centered around community engagement. But I've been working with the city for nearly 8 years.
That's all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny. I worked with the city like back in the late 90s, like 99, 98 to 2000, and then left and then came back in 2015. But at any rate, I love my city. I may not love everybody in it, but I love my city. But we here serving it up. I don't have my coffee, but we here gonna serve it up.
we gotta get you a mug, Kenya, so we can take our sips together. But no, I really wanted folks to get a sense of like who you are and the work that you've done, so they know, kind of. And you've been here a couple of times, so and you're part of the Java fam, usually in the background. But it's interesting because I love how you said you love our city, and maybe not have all the affection for everybody in it, but I think that we can do that and still be hospitable toward one another and be professional. And just we won't always be everybody's cup of tea, and everybody won't always be our cup of tea or Java. But one thing I've known,
and that's okay,
and that is okay, but it's just it's how we endear and engage people and entreat people, so I definitely wanted to raise that up as well. I wanted to say good morning to my sister who's in the building. When I finished the flyer, she was one of the first persons I was trying to get it to, who was Erin Douglas, who is in the room as well. And so, Kenya, while Ms. Shillingford is on her way, we had you on a couple of months ago. Quickly, just really say that there was some expression of wanting to enhance Boston Carnival. We'll frame it like that. And when we talked, you said that you guys would try to come back and have the application out by November 1st. We were supposed to do this around November 1st. Things happen. I will say that the delay in having you all come back, I've said it to the audience, it was on me, because about a week and a half had passed when you had said, hey, or when I said I was going to shoot you the email to get y'all scheduled. We finally got that scheduled. And so we're here today. But Kenya, what's going on? I see the membership application has dropped. And so what's going on with the board membership? How's the application process going? Are you getting a lot of applications? Let's just maybe start there.
So, as you noted, life happens. Then you got the holidays. And so, November 1st was kind of a loose, I guess, deadline for us, I would say. I will not. And so, and plus we meet monthly. And so, we want to make sure the application was right, that the pertinent information was on there, and that we are looking for people who have a specific skill set or even expertise that is needed for the Carnival board. Thus, when you click into the application, you're asked to select which role would you like to apply for. And, some of those roles are like social media coordinator, they're like grant writer, public relations, those sorts of roles that we're trying to bring on. So that way, again, as we've been told in this year, that we're trying to enhance our Carnival Association. But not only that, we're encouraging any and all people who are interested in Boston Carnival to join. I will, as you noted early on, this is a labor of love. It's very labor intensive. It's kind of slow now because there aren't any events per se. But come the new year, things are revved up with meetings and constant meetings, I would say. Still trying to organize, still trying to plan. And, to the best of our ability, keep things in order. So that by the time August gets here, Carnival Week gets here, we're rocking and we're rolling. I think most people in the city who plan events should understand, if they don't, should understand the amount of steps it takes. So it's not even just the steps in planning the event, all the logistics and such, but it's the steps with the city government. You know, the licensings that you need, the permits you need to acquire. It's all the applications.
So let's just establish that just because you and Ms. Shillingford work with the city, there is no grandfather.
There's no.
In fact, y'all might get a little more scrutinized. But let's just name that yes, you still go through the same process as everybody else.
You have to go through the same process as everybody else. There is no exception whether you work with the city or not.
Can I ask you this also, Kenya? I'm sorry to interrupt. Mm-hmm. With what's going on with racism and, you know, mass shootings and stuff, I know a couple of other events, Boston Wild Black, BAMS Fest. Mm-hmm. Have you all experienced the heightened attention to security for big events like this? I'm just curious. I know you didn't do 20, right? Yeah, you didn't do 20 because 20 had their own carnival out on Talbot Ave. One, I think
they had their own thing. We didn't do. We did like we tried to. Well, honestly, it's funny. Like we tried to do kind of a virtual something. You know, just trying to do what everybody else was doing. And then in 2021, we had the concert. The concert at Playstead Park. But as far as security, I would say, yeah, there is some sensitivity around security that we have for Carnival, or Juve and Carnival Day, not so much any other event prior to that. Okay. I think, though, that for the most part, people welcome it. Yeah. People are not, feeling any sort of way because I think they feel some sense of protection, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Ms. Shillingford just got here.
Ms. Shillingford, so let me take you off camera for a minute so she can get situated, and then we'll bring her in. Hold on for 1 second. Where we go? All right. So Ms. Shillingford is just getting over her way to Kenya's. And so we just wanted to make sure that she was good getting settled. But I asked Kenya about that question because I, on the peripheral, when I was involved with BAMS Fest last year, and Sheena had mentioned it when she was on the panel at the ICA, was that there is a different sense of security when you're having big events where there are Black and brown people, not because of us, but because a lot of the racism and mass shootings and things that have had an uptick in our society. And so we're going to go ahead. I believe Ms. Shillingford is all set and settled, and we're going to bring her in. I'm so honored to see her in the room this morning. Ms. Shillingford.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I am good. Thank God.
I am not going to be able to get over the perfect censoring of that little face in the can.
Listen, I'm sorry.
It is just
everybody don't need to know all my business.
Listen, it is just so. Oh God, this is so funny. Anyway, Ms. Shillingford, good morning to you. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
That is good to hear. Good to hear. And so Kenya was just catching us up. With I had asked her, in the light of a lot of the racism and the mass shootings, have you just noticed last year, was there a different sort of cadence from law enforcement to make sure that everybody is protected, not just for Carnival? They did it with BAMS Fest. They did it with the Boston Wild Black Family Reunion, because unfortunately we have some interesting folks out there that don't like to see us express our Black joy. And so we were just ending that piece. But Ms. Shillingford, how's it going with the board membership process? Kenya already covered, things happen, holidays. I'm a little bit late in getting y'all scheduled on here. And so how's things going with the membership process? Just catch us up from your perspective of how things are going.
Well, as Kenya might have shared with you, we have a process. We are looking for specific skills, not just people to sit on the board. So that's where we are at this time. The applications are out. Yep. And I think we'll be okay, because there are people that have expressed an interest. Okay. But we are just not gathering gatherings. We are looking for skills. Grant writing and all that good stuff.
Yes, ma'am. So, Miss Shillingford, let's just go over real quick, and Kenyon jump in as well. You're looking for an event planner. So let me just also ask this. Though there are other board members, a lot of the bulk of these positions that you guys have here, have you guys been holding them down for the past few years?
Yeah, honestly,
Basically.
yes.
Okay.
Honestly, yes. So I'll say, so like one of our board members who's, she had to recently resign for other personal reasons, but like she was once our public relations officer.
Okay.
Then we have, social media coordinator. So like between she and I, we would manage our social media outlets.
Okay.
And then all of us collectively. So like Michelle wears pretty much almost every hat that's on here.
All those hats.
Yeah. So it's like everybody's wearing double or triple hats to get things done, aside from kind of, their day-to-day personal life. And so, this time we're being very intentional about specific roles we want on this board. So that way it helps to alleviate or take off one of those hats.
Absolutely.
From some of the members who are doing these things.
Okay. So you're looking for board members who have experience in event planning,
Yep.
grant writing, public relations, treasurer, band liaison, artist booking agent, social media coordinator, hospitality. And so the first thing this says to me, Ms. Shillingford and Kenya, is there's a lot of work that goes into making Carnival a success. Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Yep.
People don't realize it. They think that they just come out and jump up and think that that is it. We have to work with law enforcement. We have to work with the elected officials. It's not because they like my face, is what we have to do to get things done.
Yes,
Which
ma'am.
is what I was saying earlier. Like, just because she and I both work for city government, there still are requirements that need to be met in order for this event to take off. The thing is, with Carnival, we're a very large event. Very large event. I want to say, if we're still in that category, like one of the second largest event here in the city of Boston.
Absolutely.
We're also the largest event that's planned by Black people and is held in the Black and Brown community. And so it's been nearly 50 years that we've had Boston Carnival here, longer than I've existed on this in this world.
Speak for yourself.
I am. And so this is, it's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I mean? There's various parts to this that we have to coordinate with. So there's constantly a meeting about something, which we're okay with, because again, this is as we've noted earlier, this is a labor of love. This is something we love to see happen in our own backyards. And it may not be perfect for everyone, but I think our genuine effort and the work that we put in, the time, the blood, the sweat, the tears, to make sure this happens in our backyard. So there's a full family-oriented event with music, food, arts and crafts, dancing and colorful costumes and things like that. You know what I mean? Like we work very hard to make that happen. Now, again, it may not be perfect for some, but it's wonderful to have it here.
Yes.
In Dorchester / Roxbury.
And go ahead, Ms. Shillingford.
And I want to just say that we just don't do Carnival. We support a lot of other events. People that die in our community, we don't just pass it up as a death. We take part in there, contribute financially and everything to that. And we attend. I remember when that young man got shot out after Juve one, and I went to the funeral. We contributed to that. And then you hear that Carnival didn't do anything. Is these kind of unkind and unpleasant and unjust things that are said, which is just not true. I mean, we have things to back it up.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Shillingford, one of the things that came out when you were on before was that Carnival is getting ready to celebrate its 50th year in Boston. You are in your 28th year in overseeing it. Is it 28 years? Yeah. And so I want to ask you is despite what you mentioned there, you have been able for 28 years to champion, overcome, accomplish, produce. What is it that you're looking forward to in this 50th year? Is there anything different for you?
Yes, I am looking for collaboration. I am looking for peace.
Yes.
Love evolution and not hate. That's what I'm looking for, because that when you're not focused in what you're doing, these are the distractions.
Yes.
And we really do not have time for distractions right now. The city is looking to us to put on something that is spectacular, and they are supporting us in that endeavor. And I want to say that I cannot begin to thank Boston Police for all that they have done. We have been very lucky that we know the powers that be, and they are always willing to work with us. We are not taking anything for granted because they didn't have to. Remember, I came in the days when city government was not embracing Carnival, you know.
All
And
women of color in leadership. Let's just
yes,
keep that 100.
That part. That
right.
part.
And I changed that around by working with them cohesively.
Yes.
I work with the police on the senior citizens ball. I do a lot for that. Cook, provide the gifts, everything. So I mean, and anytime they call on me for anything, we do. I don't know if you realize, but I run one of the biggest food pantry here, and it's under the auspices of Boston Public Health Commission. And in 2019, Mayor Ward saw it fit to name it after me, not because of the work that is put in there. And of course, even though he's in Washington, he support the pantry. So it just didn't
And the carnival.
and the carnival. It just doesn't come by action.
Yes.
It comes with work.
Work and relationships, Ms. Shillingford.
Exactly.
Over 28 years.
Yes.
One of the things I wanted to mention as well, or ask you, is you had mentioned that people have expressed interest, but you also said a few minutes ago, you're not looking for people to just come to have gatherings to gather. And so you're looking for people to come and work. What type of, Kenya or Ms. Shillingford, what type of folks have you seen express interest so far? Have you seen folks that, like, where is the need? Use this opportunity now to say, hey, we got a lot of event planning, we got a lot of social media, but we're looking for board members that have what? Where are the gaps based on your application pool so far?
So
Grant writing is one of the main things.
Okay. Grant writing is one of the main things. Okay.
grant writing is definitely one of the main things. Someone who has development skills in fundraising.
Okay.
The other thing I would say is, I mean, we have it on the application, but someone who can manage social media for us.
Yes.
The website.
And the website.
Okay.
And so those platforms, we're looking for someone to like consistently share information, you know, photos, you know, updates, like anything pertaining to Boston Carnival, or even just, you know, articles and things that may be, you know, of interest to bands or just our followers and supporters. We're just looking for kind of a consistent presence in the social media platform. Because as I said, between myself and our former public relations officer, we were both trying to hold it down. But again, you know, when you're wearing several hats, sometimes not always, well, you know what I mean. Right. When you're wearing several hats, you know, you kind of get to it when you're able to get to it. And so, you know, again, the intent is to have someone with these specific skills.
One of the things I want to share with you, over the 28 years, we would not have White Stadium had not the work that I put in, because I happened to open that door.
Yes.
We would not have King and Queen. We used to judge King and Queen on the road and not have it specifically done in a place. And so that we started to collaborate with Reggie Lewis. So I'm just saying that in as much as you'll hear, oh, she doesn't do anything, those doors would not have been there.
Yes,
I remember I had to take kids and stand up and hold the chains of White Stadium with the banner in order to be able to use White Stadium. And today it's a given. And it didn't just come by choice. It's work that we put in, and time. I was the only woman that stood up there fighting.
Yep. Ms. Shillingford, let me ask you, if you had all these positions filled by January 1st, in your most wonderful, wildest dreams, what does the 50th Carnival look like here in Boston in August? Your wildest dreams. If you could have whatever you wanted.
I would say it would look like the most wonderful event that took place in Boston.
Okay. And what is that? What give us some details, Ms. Shillingford, because I know you got some things in your mind of what you want.
Well, you know,
let me jump in here. So things are brewing for us. So we are, of course, we're having our Carnival week, which is our traditional events.
Do you have the date yet, so folks can go ahead and save it now?
Yep, we're gonna put that information out in due time, so that way everybody knows.
You don't want to drop it here first.
Yes,
no, we'll drop it in due time, Jimmy. In due time. Listen, one thing I've learned in my work, not just with Carnival, but just in general in my life, is just when you're ready, that's when you put the information out there. Yes, not prematurely.
Yes, ma'am.
And so with the Carnival committee, in addition to getting additional membership on the board, we've talked a lot about new events and ideas that we're looking to put forth in 2023 for the 50th year. We do want to celebrate the Carnival Association's 50th year because it's one of the oldest organizations in the city. And so things are brewing is what I'll tell you. And so
such an appropriate word in Java Cafe. Things are brewing.
Things are brewing, pun intended, right? There you go. Exactly. And so in due time, dates will be shared, logistics will be shared. And so we're just telling folks to get ready.
Okay. One of the other things when you mentioned dates, is there, Kenya, a closing date for the applications? Is there a targeted date to let people know? Let's just share that information as well. When does the application close?
So the deadline for the application is December 30th.
Okay.
Yep, December 30th.
Folks have,
quite a while.
Folks, it came out it came out last week, right? On like the 7th or 8th. So folks have all of 4 weeks to apply.
Yeah.
And so the information is out there. I've shared it. It's on you guys' social media page. I put it on Twitter. I put it in Boston While Black. I put it on Facebook. And so folks that are watching now, the link you see right down in the bottom, and it is in the comments. You can hyperlink directly to the application. If you know folks that are interested and that want to be a part of the planning and all of these, let's just share these positions that are needed again. Hold on, I messed up there. Specifically, Ms. Shillingford and Kenya are looking for folks. The concentration right now is with the grant writing and also with the social media coordinator, public relations as well, because they also name maintenance of the website. And so if you have this skill set, if you love, and Ms. Shillingford, let me also clarify this, and we don't need to go into detail, but it is the Caribbean American
Carnival Association.
So folks don't have to hesitate from applying if they're not of Caribbean descent.
No, I'm not. I'm a whole American. But I love Caribbean culture.
You just claim your wait a minute, Kenya, if you left it to you, I mean, you may be a Jamaican, whatever, but or born here, but I just knew that your background was either Trinity, Jamaica.
Are you serious?
I just knew. So with that being said, no, but in all seriousness, I never knew that you weren't of Caribbean descent.
So I'll tell you this.
Go ahead.
So I'm, like I said, born and raised, I'm an American woman. My parents are from the South, honey. Like they're from, Nutbush South. Okay.
Kenya, I would all these years I'll be honest, by your association with Ms. Shillingford, there was just fine, but there was just a presumption that was your background. However, let's just name that my perception over these years is an indicator of Ms. Shillingford and the organization not limiting the leadership and involvement to just those that are part of the Caribbean community.
Right. Absolutely. So that's what I'm saying. Any and everyone who feel like they have the skill sets that's noted in the application is encouraged to apply. But let me just tell you this and why I love the Caribbean culture.
Hold on, Kenya. Pastor Marion said, me too. I thought she was.
Miss Marion thought I was Jamaican. No, Miss Marion. Miss Marion's one of our treasures.
I just really did, Kenya. I just really did. But
but honestly, a lot of my aunt, a lot of my relatives are married to people from the Caribbean. So I have Trinity, Jamaican, Bajan.
I'm only raising that not for you to feel that, and I know you're not doing that, to feel that you have to justify anything, but it's a point to that. I'll just say that post the last show, it was communicated to me, you don't even know anything about Caribbean culture. You're not even part of the Caribbean community.
Oh, that wasn't
You
directed
know,
to me.
and no, it was directed directly at me. And so there's that sentiment that if you're not part of the Caribbean community, you maybe can't get involved with planning and volunteering and doing things.
No.
Miss Shillingford, go ahead, because I know you're ready to jump in on this part.
No, what I'm trying to say, the name was orchestrated properly. Caribbean American. It didn't say Jamaican, Trinidadian, Barbadian, nothing. The name of the organization and the membership reflects that. Caribbean American.
Yes,
just
ma'am.
just to let you know.
Okay. Kenya, I didn't mean to spend 3 minutes on that, but I was really, really surprised because the point I wanted to make was, excuse me, that you don't have to be of Caribbean descent.
No.
It's also a please. There's also a learning opportunity. There's also expansion of your culture. There's also unity and coming together because people that may have the skill set will come in and also learn about why we have Juve, why there's the king and queen, the historical context. And so I didn't mean to go off in a tangent there, but Kenya.
Boston's a whole melting pot.
The other thing I want to tell you is that Boston Public School now has implemented the teaching of steel drums. They bought those steel drums from Trinidad and they're now teaching it in the school. And I have met with them.
I was going to say, were you a part of that? And Pastor Art Gordon is saying hello to you, Miss Shillingford.
Oh, hi, how are you? Have a wonderful and beautiful day today.
Yes, ma'am. And so that where you were a part of that happening in BPS of the steel. So wow, there's a steel band from out of BPS.
Isn't that awesome? To teach young people the art,
and
the culture, and the skill of steel pan. Now,
as much as I've said that you don't have to be, it is a rich culture beyond the food, beyond the patties y'all go get from these folks that ain't even really making anyway. There is such a rich historical context to Caribbean culture. And so there is the balance of you don't have to be, but not being part of the culture offers you an opportunity to learn so much more of the rich culture.
Also, you don't have to be black. I'm telling you, because sometimes we feel that we don't need white people. That is not so, because they help a lot.
Let me say something. Kenya, over the years, we have seen these videos and these memes of people lighter than me over in Jamaica speaking patois and
exactly. They speak more than me.
Wait, listen. When I went to Carnival in Trinidad, you just wouldn't have any idea.
But see,
people from all over, Asian people, white people, folks, like it was bananas.
African people.
Yes.
The thing is, if we want to talk about equity, and not to get off on another tangent, but it is inclusive of everyone. The highlight is Caribbean culture, and those that know the culture and the history are at the helm and leadership to ensure that it's done properly. But it's so interesting we went down that road because it is in this time of just so much divisiveness and things. It is just important just really to raise.
Please repeat that word, divisiveness.
Yes, ma'am. Divisiveness. Yes, ma'am.
James.
Miss Shillingford, I love you. I really love you and appreciate you so much. We got off on a little tangent, but it is real. The whole reason why Miss Shillingford and Kenya was here today is so that we can talk and encourage. And we went down that road to, if you have an interest in Caribbean culture, not just the carnival in August, but everything that Ms. Shillingford talked about that goes on during the year, helping the community, paying for, contributing to funerals, showing up and being in place, along with the other rich culture. Please go in and fill out this application. You have until July 30th. The application came out on the 7th. So there are 23 days that people that have interests, let's just say people that have concerns and ideas, and the application takes all of, I would probably say usually put it at the bottom or maybe at the top. They usually say it takes about 3 or 4 minutes to complete. So the link is right here in the on the screen here, and I also put it in the comments as well. So please consider, if you have interest, have the skill sets that were noted to, please go ahead and apply. Miss Shillingford, is there, well, Kenya rather, is there anything that you want to leave us with?
Yes, Michelle
Yes.
wants to share anything.
Yes.
We have decided as a board that we are going to have an appreciation on Thursday evening, 7 o'clock at Unity, for the bands who participated in Carnival this year.
This Thursday coming.
Yes.
Thursday, the 15th.
Yes.
So that what was that public yet? Or are we making the announcement here?
No, they've already been informed about it. We're just sharing it here as well.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
No, so that,
Sorry, Jimmy, but we are just we're just sharing it here now. But that we are having an appreciation reception for the bands who participated this year, 2022,
okay.
At Unity at 7 o'clock.
Okay, and someone got me, either I or one of us said July, but the carnival is in August.
Yeah.
Kenya already told us that she ain't going to drop the dates until they ready. She holding that to her chest just a little bit.
Yes.
One question we have, and I think we clarified it, but these positions are not paid. These are volunteer board member positions. It's just that you all want these folks that have this experience in these areas. So it's a board member position, which is not paid. And so they're looking for skill sets in those particular areas. So Pastor Marion, I hope we answered that. That is, just to clarify, it is August. Auntie Java as well. It is August. I will say, though, Ken will give the date. It's usually around the 3rd or 4th week in August. The other thing we wanted to mention, if you were a band that participated, please, if you have not, but more than likely they have, there is an appreciation on Thursday. Now, is that open to the public or just the bands? Because y'all announced it here, and we don't want folks showing up trying to come in and get there.
And if you are interested in supporting the bands and appreciating them for what they have done for 2022, there is nothing wrong in coming,
Okay.
I would if I could
just made it plain.
I would also just add and I just want to reiterate what Michelle said earlier around peace.
Yes.
And working hard. And so that's really our ultimate goal for the end of this year going into 2023 is to just work very hard, be in a place of peace, partnership, collaboration with someone who's open and willing to work with us, but not be critical of us. We don't mind gentle criticism, thoughtful criticism.
Yep. Constructive criticism is good for the soul.
Yep. Right.
Not abusive.
But not anything, we're not looking to be abused, disrespected, or any of the stuff that we experienced this year. And so, we have our hats on. We got work to do.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Shillingford, any last words from you? And Thaddeus, thank you. It was a slip of the tongue. Him and Auntie Java. I don't know how I got July. Maybe I'm looking forward to the summer. December 30th. And so I mentioned that here as well. Ms. Shillingford, you have the last words, ma'am.
The last word I'm sharing is that our theme for 23 is love evolution, not hate.
There you have it.
So was that dropped here, Kenya? I'm going to get something out of y'all today.
Boom.
So Carnival's theme for 2023 is love evolution. Now, is it not? Now, are you saying not hate, or not hate is a part of it? Is it just love evolution?
Love evolution.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Miss Shillingford and Kenya, I appreciate both of you for coming in this morning and updating us. Please keep us abreast, Kenya, when those dates and stuff drop. Please let me know. Anything you want to sneak over early with bands and stuff coming, please feel free to do so. So
and just to say, your event the other day at Roxburgh, it was wonderful. I enjoyed it. It was really worth my time.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a very nice event, Jimmy. Like, you really came.
I love to see young people do positive things.
First of all, Ms. Shillingford, thank you
really
for referring to me as young. But no, I really appreciate both of you all being there. Ms. Shillingford, you shoot straight from the hip. And when you say it was worth my time, I really appreciate that. Because sometimes we go to things just because it's the right thing to do. So Ms. Shillingford, that means a lot, so much. And I thank you for the years of just relationship and seeing you and being an example in our community. And Kenya, you as well, for all the work that you do. And so thank both of you. And let's maybe check in once the board is constructed and you all have some plans that you're ready to release, and we can let folks know what's coming up for Carnival.
And you have a wonderful, wonderful, and joyous Christmas with your family or whomever, and be safe. We want to see your face in 2023.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Shillingford, unfortunately, I don't have a or whomever, so I'll be enjoying it with my family. I'm not gonna get Miss Shillingford started, because then we'll forget that we're on camera live.
Lord, sweet Jesus.
Miss Shillingford, I love and appreciate you. Kenya as well. And
you,
Erin said it was worth her time. Great job. Laugh out loud. I love her. Erin, good to see you. And that's one of the names that you all probably know, but if not, I just wanted to personally raise as a star in those applications. Very talented sister, cares about the community, and definitely and has 50,000 different skill sets. So, and her husband won't let her, take on too much. But anyway, just wanted to raise Erin as well. Thank both of you. I'm going to go pay some bills toward the end, and we'll be in touch maybe sometime in the spring.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, ma'am. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, being all inclusive, Happy Hanukkah, and all that.
And all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
Thank y'all.
All right, my love. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Listen, that was some Black joy. That was some information. It was definitely awesome to have Miss Shillingford in the room. If you know her, you know why a couple of times when she said things, I would fall out laughing, because if you just know her cadence and her delivery and being blunt, that's just who she is. So application came out on December 7th. It is due on December, not July, December 30th. And so please, the application has been posted here. There is a short link because the actual link is very long. So all lowercase, if you want to throw it in your browser real quick, jwj.info/CACAB, Caribbean American Carnival Association of Boston app. And also it's in the comments further up. And Pastor Gordon, hopefully I mentioned just answered that question. I think I got all of the comments. And I know what that is and all that good stuff. Miss Teresa, ain't nobody got time for wasting her time. She said what she said. Anyway, all right, folks, today is Tuesday. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the Health Connector will be with us. If you need information about signing up for health insurance, if you apply by December 23rd, you will have health insurance on. If eligible and go through the process, you will start the new year off right with health insurance. Also at 9:30 a.m., our Congresswoman, Ayanna Pressley, is coming in with Chaplain Clementina Sherry, otherwise known as Tina Sherry, from the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute to speak with us from talking about the survivors and victim of homicide awareness month that I believe is from November 30th until December 30th. And so at 9 a.m., the Mass Health Connector, at 9:30 a.m., Congresswoman Pressley and Chaplain Clementina Sherry. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. And I don't think I forgot anything. All right. We're good. See y'all tomorrow morning at 9. Peace.